have you done, Maya? What have you done? Why do you always just do things? Why can't you just go away? No. Oh my god. Today I woke to the sound of a doorbell. Hello? Alright. When I looked up at the clock, I saw that it was almost time for me to get up anyway, and that my alarm was probably going to go off soon. So I got up. My head was still fuzzy. Dude, I hate when I wake up before the alarm, and then you go to the alarm and see that it's like not even enough time for you to go back to sleep, so you're just like, might as well stay up. Who could be at it like at a time like this? Was it a package delivery or the mail? In that case, they sure were working hard to be here, even though it wasn't even 8 o'clock. He's doing a yawn. Hold on. Okay, I'm coming. Making sure that I was presentable enough so that people wouldn't scream if they saw me, I slowly got out of bed. We had been pretty noisy lately, so maybe a neighbor was mad. Thought this place was supposed to be pretty soundproof. I walked across the cold floor with my bare feet and opened the front door, and god damn it, there, oh Jesus. In front of the door stood Saki, glaring at me with her arms folded. Huh? I'm dead. What do you want? Well, this was strange. Since when did Saki start using the doorbell? That's what I'm saying. What the fuck? Saki, did you not have your key today? But you've never listened to me about that anyway. Well, I would prefer that, but come to think of it, how many times had Saki just come in after ringing the doorbell ever since I moved here? She had a matching key almost immediately. In fact, it seemed like she's had the key on her keychain ever since. Anyway, come in. Well, wouldn't it be okay? Warily, Saki peered around at me from the inside of the apartment. Or at the inside of you know what I mean. It was cold outside and it wasn't like I had anything to hide, so I urged her to come in and went back inside myself. I turned off my alarm, which had finally started ringing, and started my morning preparations like always. But for you not to use your key to come in, huh? What's with this change of heart of yours? Oh, that would have been awkward. Oh yeah, I never imagined Alice would run in instead of you. I did once tell Saki that something like that might happen and insisted that she should use the doorbell, but you know. Saki took a seat in her usual spot, still somewhat wary. Nah, Maya did something to her in the dream. Well, you know the place. There's no way I could successfully hide her from you. You'd probably be able to sniff her out, cause reasons. And I doubt Hirasaka would try to hide anyway. Yeah, you know, but she's not the sort of person to tell a makeshift lie, is she? Even if she had stayed the night, she would probably just dress quickly. I doubt she would hide. She didn't hide last time. Besides, even if she was here, there was no way I could hide her from Saki. Ooh. By the time I started putting on my uniform, Saki must have finally relaxed, because she stood up from the sofa to make some tea. I've gotten tired of saying this, but what's with you not caring at all when I'm changing? Because... mutual exchange! That's not an equivalent exchange at all. It was obviously much more advantageous for me, so much so that I would probably be stabbed if anyone found out. That's what she said yesterday, and she didn't stay at your place, did she? And I can't really imagine where she would have slept. Well, school has started, so she probably needs to prepare her uniform and such for the day.
兄さんのところに泊まりに来てることもあるかなと思ってたんだけど。
She didn't. I would have told you. I don't want to get in big trouble. As we talked, I quickly finished changing. Saki was boiling water to make tea. She really didn't seem to care whether or not I was only in my underwear.
ねえ、兄さん。私、これからは朝来ない方がいいかな。
Aw, don't say that. Why?
あのね、兄さんは平坂さんと付き合うんでしょ？だったら妹とはいえ、あんまりベタベタしない方がいいんじゃないの？
I mean, you can't change what you are, you know? And you just,
何よ、その反応は。嫌な予感がするんだけど。
I hesitated on whether to say it, but in the end, I decided to tell her. Actually? Oh god, the music. I haven't even given her a Sokka an answer yet. I know, right? It's crazy.
それは、まさかと思うんだけど。
You know, even though I figured that us doing it was kind of the answer, it really wasn't, so shaking, Saki pointed at me.
平坂さんときちんとお付き合いするって伝えてないんじゃないわよね。
That is...
どういうことになってるのかしら?
Oh, you hear the anger in her voice at the end? That is exactly what I'm saying. Just take a deep breath, okay? Let's not get a little hasty. Let's not get getting hasty here. Saki was emitting an aura much like what I had seen from her yesterday, so I quickly prefaced what I was about to say. Saki confessed her feelings for me, but at the time, she did just come out of the shower, and she was really scantily dressed. Honestly, if I said I loved her there, it would be more like I had given into my baser instincts, and if I had really loved her, right? Wouldn't it just seem like I was lusting after her body?
まあ、兄さんの言わんとすることはわかるわ。
Ah, good. Now you won't hit me. So, I was going to give her a proper answer when things settled down, but...
夢に閉じ込められて、それを終わらせるために平坂さんと、エッチをしたと。
While I wouldn't have worded it as explicitly, that was more or less what I was going to say, so I nodded.
だから、エッチはしたけど、まだ好きだって伝えてない。なるほど。
I don't think you do. So is that bad? Saki turned off the flame under the kettle. I offered a stiff smile. And tragedy repeated itself. Yup. God damn it. So I lay there dead on the floor.
ほんと信じられない。兄さんがここまでひどいとは思わなかったわ。
Love how Saki just actually destroys us. Like it does it every time, dude. Saki bit into the bread she had bought with a huff. As for me, I was at my feet, not my feet, at Saki's feet as she sat on the sofa, her foot digging into my back. Ow! I feel the same way! I was actually mildly relieved that this was still in the dream. She had beaten the crap out of me to the point where my body might as well have been smoking. I couldn't lift a finger. I couldn't move at all.
平坂さんに会ったら、できるだけ早くきちんと言うこと言って安心させてあげること。わかった？
Yes, ma'am. I'll do anything you say. I understand, ma'am. Feeling my sister's heavy gaze and the heavier soles of her feet, I nodded. What are you trying to say? She's heavy? Huh? What are you saying there? Oh, gee. Oh, God. Then it was time for my lunch. My first meal of the day. I had been unable to move all morning, so I couldn't eat breakfast. Even as Saki glared at me with narrowed eyes, she spread out the bento tears on the table like always.
なんでサキちゃんはトールにツンケンしてるの?
More than usual. Kleprez chided as she made the coffee.
ダメよ。お兄ちゃんに彼女ができたからって冷たくしちゃう。安心していいですよ。きっと理由を聞いたら 弥生先輩も兄さんのこと冷たい目で見ますから。
Oh, I don't want to get beaten up twice. Eh, you're gonna tell her. No, don't do it.
自業自得でしょ。早くはっきりさせておかないから。
No, it's supposed to stay between us.
え、何？もしかしてそれ私、聞かない方が心穏やかでいられる気がするんだけど。
Yes, that's why we shouldn't tell her. Clepress took a step back, can of instant coffee in hand. Oh, hold on. I was going to give Hirasaka my answer when I saw her today, okay?
さきちゃん。トールはケイコに何したの？
It's like it's just the most shocking thing.
兄さんってば、平坂さんに告白されて、返事先延ばしにしてるんですって。
A bit puzzled, Clepress put a finger on her forehead and thought. Then,
もうすることしてるのに返事してないって。それどうなのよ。
yeah, I know it's pretty fucked up, but you know, what are you gonna do? The timing just always seemed bad, you know? I just...
だからってきちんと好きって言わないで一晩中ケイコの体をもてあそんだなんてひどい最低この悪魔きつくメガネ
That moment when a lady calls you all these names very fast in a row.
もてあそんだのは体だけじゃなくて心もじゃないでしょうかね。
Ah, stop making me be a bad person. Cut me a break here. I'm sorry for what I did. Look, I just... Saki looked like she doubted whether that's how I really felt. Club Prez was smiling wryly.
ところでさきちゃんその当のケイコはどうしたの？
I don't know. Maya did something to her.
それが今日学校に来てないみたいなんです。
That's bad juju. Bad juju. Was there a call from her house?
特にないって。まあ、平坂さんはそういうのあんまり珍しくないですから。
ああ、まあ、あの子らしいといえばらしいけど。
I could imagine her just wandering off somewhere because she didn't feel like coming to school.
だけど連絡もないのね。あ、トール、せめて電話くらいしてみたら？
Ah, perfect plan. But, okay, then I can see her when school's over. I hadn't been able to find a good time to tell her yesterday either, but I also thought I should give her my answer as soon as possible. I put my cell phone out of my pocket and opened it, then froze.
どうしたの兄さん。まさかまだ先延ばしにしたいとか言わないわよね。
Wait a minute, I don't even have her phone number. No. Yep, there it is. I knew it. Because in my brain I was like, do we even have her number? I don't think we do. It's not that, it's just, I don't know her Saga's phone number. Don't hit me!
なんでよ。私が知らないのはともかく。情けないわね。
いや、だけど、そういえば私も知らないんですよね。
I don't think anyone does. Cleprez looked at Saki in surprise. Saki opened her phone as well, but we couldn't find Hirasaka's number. Hey, I don't know for sure, but maybe Hirasaka doesn't have a cell phone? But she's rich. She should have a cell phone.
確かにあの子必要なさそうだものね。
I feel like we're in the day and age where everyone needs needs one. Thinking of why that was, but an indescribable expression on my face.
そういえば今までも学校で会えたし、夜は夢で会えたから困らなかったから。
That's right. We didn't have any problems, but why hadn't we noticed before now? For now, let's just eat while we think about what we should do.
そうね。あの子はどうしてそんな。
Even Club Prez couldn't hide her annoyance behind a smile, but it didn't seem like she was making fun of Hirasaka either.
ケイコってばトールがはっきりしないからフラフラしてるんだったりして。
Oh, don't put it on me like that. Are you trying to make me feel worse? I already feel like shit about it, so please give me a break. As we ate, we discussed what we should do, and just then, we suddenly heard the door to the science room being unlocked. Hello? Alice? The science room was supposed to be closed during lunch, someone needed us, they could just come in from the hallway door. We stiffened, but the one who came in was... yep.
ご飯
And she's in a school uniform? Question mark? Space Marines? Looking tired, Alice came in, sank into a chair. It seemed like she had created a key and flew here from somewhere far away.
まあ今日は平坂さんも来てないし余分に余ってるからいいんですけど。
you're not having a good few days, Alice.
そうそうそれ
What? Taking a rice ball from the bento box, Alice looked up.
誰か稽古がどこにいるか知らない
Oh no, it's about to get serious. Seeing how Alice was acting, I had a bad feeling about this. Hold on. What do you mean? Oh god. After stuffing the rice ball in her mouth and swallowing it, Alice turned to face me.
言ったままの意味昨日の夜トールと稽古がいなくなったみたいにまた稽古がこの夢にいないみたいなのもしもトールも一緒だったらまたかって思ったんだけどこっちは普通にいるし
Because Maya did that bullshit again. Alice, when did you notice that Hirasaka was missing?
わかんないいつでも誰がいるってわかるわけじゃないからたださっきみんなはいるみたいなのに稽古だけ見つからなかったからそれであっちこっち探したんだけど稽古のいるところに行ける鍵が作れなくて試しにみんなのいるところに来てみたんだけどそしたら私たちのところには来られたとなるほどね
Huh. So that's how she just zippity doops. Like, she could just be like, I want to make a key to where this person is. Oh shit, they're not actually here? Well, that sucks. Club Press seemed to have eaten her fill because she put her chopsticks down and picked up her coffee. I always thought to myself that Japanese food and black coffee didn't really match on a fundamental level. But we usually tended to drink that after lunch. And I really shouldn't be having these thoughts right now because my girlfriend, not girlfriend, is fucking missing!
稽古に最後に会ったのはトールでいいのかしら
No, I think it was Saki. You left together after that, right?
ええだけど変わった様子もなかったし家に帰るって言うから駅に向かう時にもう別れたんだけど
まさか昨日の今日でいなくなるなんて、何かあったのかな
Alice must have been really hungry because she'd chowed down on the portion of the bento originally meant for Hirasaka. Saki and I had already eaten quite a bit too, so we set our chopsticks down and let Alice have the rest. But then, rather than looking concerned about lunch, I wanted to go look for Hirasaka right away. You couldn't get to where Hirasaka was with any key you made, right, Alice?
どこ行ってもいないし時々あの部屋に繋がっちゃうしあの部屋っていつも夢でみんなが集まってる部屋よねそういえば昨日の夜は何も夢を見なかった気がするんだけど
It was all predetermined. It was all preordained! Club Prez looked at me. I didn't have any dreams either, surprisingly. Club Prez seemed to have something in mind, but she didn't tell us what it was.
兄さんや弥生先輩は平坂さんのところには行けないの
私そういう SF みたいな改ざん苦手なのよね
Says the one that gets so good at altering the dream that she can control it, doing fucking anything.
慣れてない人はあんまり無茶なことはしない方がいいしね
After thinking about it a bit, I stood up.
どうしたの兄さん
I'm gonna save my grill friend. I'm gonna look for Hirasaka. I have a bad feeling about this. I say that a lot, but that's because there's always bad feelings.
午後の授業まだ残ってるんじゃないの
I'll say that I don't feel well. I could get out of it that easily. It was convenient to have a readily available excuse at times like these. Although it only meant that it was an easy get out of class. It didn't take supplementary lessons or the attendance requirement into account.
兄さん、私も探しに行くわ。
No, this is something I have to do on my own.
そんなに慌てなくても、夜になれば多分あの部屋で会えると思うんだけどね。
I don't know. Clepress shrugged at us. She didn't seem worried in the least.
とりあえず、トールとアリスに任せて、サキちゃんは学校終わってからでもいいんじゃないかしら。
Well, it's not like I have any concrete ideas, so that should be fine.
他の夢に行っちゃってると、サキちゃんだと探しにも行きづらいしね。
That's true. She can't control the dream or anything.
こういう時、現実的な自分がもどかしくなるわ。兄さんたちみたいにもっと夢見がちならよかったのに。
You should probably think yourself that realistically you're not dream prone.
なんか、今普段はバカにされてるんじゃないかって思えたわ。
Nah. And I wouldn't call you well adjusted after what you did to me today and yesterday. Depending on who she'd done that to, it was the sort of incident that could have led to lifelong trauma. Which I sort of have. Although it was important to mention that Saki was the only one out of all of us who tended to pull out weapons and firearms. You know, you got a point there.
あれだけされてすぐにピンピン動いてる兄さんが夢見がちなだけよ。
Well, that was one way to look at it. I stood up.
あれ、トール、もう行くの？
I'm heading out. I had to tell my teacher that I'll be absent. After that, let's go look for her. You can take your time eating until then. With her cheeks stuffed full of food like a hamster, Alice nodded. Sagi looked a little worried, and Clepress was giving me a slight smile like always. Wonder where Hirasaka is. Her, true dream, or whatever it was. I hoped it wasn't my fault, because no matter how I ended up telling her, my answer was already decided. Although that was hardly appropriate for me to say after I made her wait for so long, I walked out of the prep room. Dude. Maya, why you do this? Oh, hello? Oh, Jesus Christ. I left the cigarette smoke-filled staff room. Ugh. Dude, I hate cigarette smoke. Too much of it, bothers my... I can smell it, I just don't want to. My homeroom teacher gave me a dubious look at the sight of me all packed up to leave, but allowed me to go regardless. But Hirasaka, huh? Maybe she was just out singing somewhere with her guitar. Hey, you'd wish it was that easy. I hope that was the case. I sent Saki a text and headed for the shoe rack. There was no need for me to go pick up Alice. In fact, since I was leaving early, I didn't want to be spotted walking through the school with Alice in tow. After I texted that I was waiting outside, I suddenly spotted an unfamiliar figure on the school grounds. Oh no. He wore a suit, and though some of the teachers also wore suits, this wasn't a teacher. Oh god. No, it was more than that. This man obviously looked out of place in the school. Uh-oh. You're Hirasaka-san, aren't you? Oh shit. When I spoke to him, he stopped and turned around. Oh, there he is. He's made his return. It was a curt reply. His eyes seemed to view the things around him as unimportant, not unlike Hirasaka's. But in contrast to Hirasaka, who looked at things like they were an annoyance, this man's eyes were cold and emotionless. Dude, he always looks like he's gonna beat my ass. Yes, it's about Keiko-san. His eyes narrowed slightly. The last time we'd seen each other was on that crazy Christmas when he shot me in the back. I couldn't tell by his expression whether he remembered that day or not. No, that's already been settled. She didn't come to school today, and she didn't contact the school either. I was just wondering if you knew anything. It was lucky that I had run into him here. Are we gonna find her together like true heroes? Like a buddy comedy? It's not gonna be a comedy. Hirasaka went home last night, so maybe he knew what she'd done after that. But like before, he looked at me as though appraising my worth. It was a little uncomfortable. But there was no reason for me to falter either. I had it together enough for that.
知らないな。
Well, and with that, he attempted to walk away. What the fuck? Hold on. This is your daughter we're talking about. Why are you being so cold, you asshole? When I approached him, he looked at me with icy eyes, without even acting like this was a pain.
大方またふらふら出歩いているだけだろう。騒ぐほどのことでもない。
It was the same sense of strangeness that I had felt before. This person didn't see the people around him. Did you see her last night? She said she was going home.
知らん。それに君に話す必要はない。
Wow. Wait a minute, what's with that attitude? Hirsaka's father tried to walk away. She's absent from school without letting the school know. Aren't you worried about where she could be? Uh-oh. When I hurriedly chased after him, he turned to face me. I thought he might finally talk to me, but he grabbed my shoulder firmly. Uh-oh. Ow! His hand was thin but strong like talons. His fingers dug into my shoulder through my uniform. Oh god, it hurts.
それよりもだ。まさか私以外にも稽古のことを聞いて回っているんじゃないだろうな。
Not yet, but I have to look for Hirsaka. His hand was so strong that it felt like he was clamping down on my shoulders with pliers.
あまり言って回るな。この意味がわかるな。
Monk ass. His voice sounded like he was giving an explanation for the first time, but it was clear that he was looking down on me. He thought if he threatened me like this, that I would easily listen to what he said. But unfortunately for him, my nerves weren't weak enough for me to lose to a threat like that. I knew of things and people far more frightening than him. You think it's fine not to search for her?
そうだ。私の娘が学校を勝手に欠席してどこで何をしていようと、ここに来ている君には関係のないことだろう。それにだ。もしもそのようなことが広まってみろ。どうなるかわかるだろう。
I know that Hirsaka will be troubled if bad rumors start spreading. He looked like he didn't understand.
娘だけのことではない。平坂の恥になる。
So you mostly only give a shit about your family's reputation. You don't actually give a crap about your daughter. Sounds about right. What?
君も私の顔に泥を塗らないようにしてくれたまえ。
Straight
そう言っているんだ。
Straight up doesn't give a fuck about her. Releasing my shoulder, he started walking away again. The reason he had been squeezing my shoulder so tightly, the reason he had told me not to ask around, I thought they were for Hirsaka's sake. That's what I wanted to believe. Are those the words of a father? Next thing I knew, my hands had formed into fists. Uh-oh. Not that I was going to do anything with them. But if he talked down to me anymore...
ほら、ちょっと落ち着きなさい。
Club Prez's calming voice, help. Someone gently put their hand on my shoulder, which Hirsaka's father had been pinching. The back sprite. Then Club Prez walked past me. Oh, dude, look at that, look at him! He's so massive that he just... Hirsaka's father stopped before looking at us with the same emotionless eyes.
平坂さんのお父様ですね。恵子さんとは仲良くさせていただいてます。
そうか。
I don't give a shit. He didn't show any interest in Club Prez stopping me. He gave her the same icy look.
後輩が乱暴なことを言って申し訳ありませんでした。
Hey, it's not my fault. Club Prez! There was no reason for Club Prez to apologize to someone like this. But she glared at me before I could say anything. Alright, I'll shut up.
ただ、平坂さんは普段は無断欠席なんてしない子ですから、彼も心配しているんです。それでも大丈夫だろう。なんて、私たちはさすがに親子ほど相手のことを分かっていませんから。
何が言いたい？
いえ、ただ彼の言葉で気を悪くされたんじゃないかと。
気にしていない。言いたいことはそれだけか？
いえ、一つだけ。昨日恵子さんはお家に帰られたんですよね。
そのはずだ。まさか君も娘を探すなどと言い出すつもりか？
What does he mean she should have? Like, he literally doesn't pay attention to her in the fucking least to even know when she comes home or not. Like, this. So her saga had gone home. Alice must have lost her after that.
友達ですから。何日も帰ってこなければ探すと思います。彼みたいに一日学校に来なかっただけで心配して大騒ぎする気は起きませんけれど。
Like how fucking Yayoi's talking in a very sweet voice. Hersog's father snorted in response.
けど、何日も帰ってこなかったら、私なんかよりも警察の仕事になってしまいますね。
Oh yeah, that's police manner, buddy. What do you think about that?
ねえ、内藤君。恵子さんの行きそうなところって心当たりあるの？
My place. I mean, fuck. I could tell Club Prez was making an unpleasant expression when she looked at me. To be honest, I knew hardly any places. Yeah, a few.
くだらん小細工はいい。君たちは何が言いたい？
警察が手を貸してくれるようになるより早く見つかる分には問題ありませんよね。
Damn. Yayoi is, ooh. I love this woman. Club Press gave him the kind of perfectly manufactured smile that she only showed to outsiders.
くれぐれも私に迷惑をかけるなよ。
Well, then we better find her then, shouldn't we? And with that, he left for good. I started to say something, but Club Prez patted my shoulder again. It was enough to make me rethink flying at Arasaka's father. He turned a corner and walked out of sight.
まったくもう。心配して後から来てみればこれだもの。
And you saved me. And you were using your words perfectly. I don't know how to use my words perfectly, so I greatly respect that. I'm sorry.
疲れた。ほんと、トールってばそんなに気短かったっけ？急に殴りかかりそうになってるからヒヤヒヤしたわよ。
See, that would have been really bad. Not just because, like, of his, like, role in society and in being the higher echelon of everything, but then he'd probably fucking destroy me with one hand. I wasn't planning on punching him.
まだね。いつでも殴れるようにしてたくせに。
Look, sometimes I just ball my fists into, well, balls. She gave me a supremely annoyed look. Then she waved her hand lightly.
いい？頭に来たからってそんなことしても一瞬すっきりするだけで何の得にもならないの。そのくらい分かってるでしょ？
I know, but...
あの父親のところにずっといて耐えてるのは恵子でしょ？トールじゃないわ。
Those words weighed heavily on me.
今回は耐えられなくなってどっか行っちゃったのかもしれないけど。
Why do you sound like you're having fun? As Club Perez waved her hand dismissively, I noticed something odd. Actually, is it okay if you talk normally in a place like this? The way Club Perez had spoken politely to Hersog's father was how she usually acted in front of other people. So it felt strange for her to be talking so normally to me in a school hallway like this. Well, is anyone else around?
大丈夫よ。もう午後の授業始まってるし。
Yeah, there's literally no one else around. Eh? I hadn't noticed the bell ringing, but I could hear voices coming from the schoolyard for PE class. Hardly any students came through here, so I hadn't even realized. Claprez gave me a push on the back.
さてと、それじゃあいけすかない父親のメンツを潰さない程度に恵子のこと探しに行くとしますか。
God, I want to shame that man anyway. Eh, let's! You're coming too?
行くわよ。私、 単位ほとんど取り終わってるし、午後に出なきゃならない授業ないもの。
See, look at this. Yuyoi still, just like Keiko, they both hate each other, but they both love each other at the same time.
さきちゃんも家の方に電話してくれるし、アリスも私がトールと一緒ならって鍵使ってもうどこかに行っちゃったし。
Alright. Clubpress hurried me toward the shoe rack. But you said...
まあ、すぐには行かないって言ったこと？そんなの嘘に決まってるじゃない。何？まさかこの状況でも私が本当にケイコのこと探しに行かないと思ってた？
But you and her and the hive and... Sorry, I did a little. Making an unpleasant face, Clubpress put both her hands on my cheeks and squeezed them together. What are you doing?
そりゃ私だってケイコが普通に無断欠席した程度ならほっとくわ。だけどアリスがいないって言ってるんだもの。何か起きてるのは間違いないでしょ。
She released my cheeks and turned around.
そういうわけだから、ほら、行くわよ。
Right. Following after Clubpress, I left the school. Dude, just like Keiko or Yuyoi's route, where Keiko is the ultimate hero, Yuyoi's gonna be the ultimate hero in this one. Also, that whole scene, I think that was the first time we saw Yuyoi's back sprite. Dude, I love back sprites. If there's one thing I love in visual novels, it's back sprites! Because I love the perspective! We decided to split up to look for Hirasaka. But honestly, where could she have gone? After that, Clubpress and I searched the town. I searched around more or less randomly, and Clubpress went around places based on what we knew of Hirasaka's, not Hirasakal. Hirasakal, that's like a... Hirasaka's behavioral patterns.
結構見て回ってるのになかなか見つからないものね。
Tired from walking around, we got some drinks and took a seat on the bench near where Hirasaka liked to sing. By the way, Clubpress, you sure have a good idea of the places Hirasaka likes to go. I knew where Hirasaka liked to go based on where I've seen her. But Clubpress had found places Hirasaka liked to go based almost entirely on conjecture. And she was almost always right. Even the places I hadn't known of, like the record shop and the cafe that was open late at night, and the plaza on the other side of the station. Dude. Whenever we'd ask someone there about Hirasaka, they'd say, "Oh, the girl with the guitar? I haven't seen her today."
だってケイコの行動パターンって分かりやすいから予想するなんて簡単よ。
You are a smart cookie, but we already knew that. Clubpress didn't sound like she was trying to brag about her deductive abilities. In fact, for some reason, her smile seemed a little bitter. Hirasaka pretends to be a bit jaded, but she's actually quite compliant.
それで本人は自分が曲がってると思ってるんだから可愛いもんよね。
Oh, you're just so cute. Is it like you're seeing your past self?
今それを言う？
Got him. Clubpress spat out her drink in a panic that she was trying to take a sip of. Unusual for her. It's just that there's someone in front of me who is always quite compliant despite pretending to be jaded. She glared at me.
そうよ。あの子変なとこで私に似てるから行き先とかも想像しやすくて助かるわ。
But these aren't the sort of places you usually go to.
だからもしも私がケイコの立場だったらって想像してるのよ。
She's like, Jesus Christ. She tapped me on the head with the now capped plastic bottle. She sounded like she didn't really want to continue talking about this.
それこそケイコと付き合ってる割にはあんまりあの子のこと分かってないみたいだけど。
See, you know about the whole dating thing? Outside of Dream's school and my apartment, I hardly ever see her. The only other time we were together was when she went out to sing. So the only places I knew Hirasaka might go were the places she went to sing.
ケイコがその辺歌いに行くときはついて行ってるんでしょ？その後はどうしてるのよ？
Sometimes I send her off, or we go grab something to eat, or Saki comes to pick her up, or we go to my apartment, or...
つまり今までもちょくちょくトールの部屋泊まってってたのね。
For the record, Saki already knows about that. I fully expected Club Prez to glare at me for that remark, but almost as if she saw straight through me. Club Prez narrowed her eyes as if to disappoint that Club Prez narrowed her eyes as if disappointed that I thought that. Yeah, there we go.
なんだかな。まあそれで最終的に付き合うようになってトールがけじめつけたんだからいいような。あれ
Oof. Club Prez looked at me. I looked away as quickly as I could.
そういえばまだ付き合ってないのよね。トールがへたれて返事してないから。
Yep, just rub it in. Like I told Saki, even if I asked her to go out with me in that situation, it would have sounded like I was only doing it for sex!
若いな。若い。
You're only 1 year older than me, you know. She did seem a little older than that, but I didn't think there was ever a good reason for someone only 1 year older to call me young. Just then, we heard footsteps from behind us. Huh!
疲れた。喉乾いた。
Alice is always dying. All the time. Turning around at the sudden voice, we saw Alice walk toward us. Put a hand on her back on the bench. Put a hand on the back of the bench and let out a sigh.
あらアリス、喉乾いてるなら飲む？
She's like, oh, please. Alice nodded and Club Prez offered her a drink. Alice drank several gulps.
甘くない。
But it's quenching your thirst.
それだけ飲んでから文句言われても。
She had drunk so much that even though there had been about half the bottle left, it was now practically empty. You might as well just drink the rest of it. But why was Alice so hungry and thirsty today?
それで、ケイコ見つかった？
No luck. No one's seen her today. The record shop person was worried about her. The cafe person also remembered seeing Hirasaka staring at sheet music. Around where she sang, there were people who recognized me as the guy who was usually with Hirasaka. But no one had seen her today.
アリスの方は？あっちこっち飛び回ってたんじゃないの？
Alice had been chasing after Hirasaka on her own, since she could just jump around to various places using her keys.
それが全然。学校とかケイコの家とかよくわからないところとかには行けるんだけど、あの子いないの。
Alice returned the bottle of Club Prez inside. By the way, how do you jump around with those keys?
どういう感じって、その人のところに行こうって鍵探すと、その通りになるだけだけど。どんな理屈か考えるのもバカらしいわ。
Yeah, it's a dream after all. I wonder if you and I could do that too, Club Prez. What do you think? Should we try it? It might be hard for her because it wasn't logical in her heavily analytical mind.
やめた方がいいと思う。私はそういうの慣れてるからいいけど。
Is it? Why is it wrong for us to do it?
だって変なところ飛ぶかもしれないし、悪夢とかに落ちても知らないよ。
Oh god. That would be an adventure and a half. I guess it's a matter of practice and mental imaging.
けど、トールがやってるみたいに指鳴らして夢をいじるのはできるんだから、アリスができるって考えると。
Club Prez searched her pocket. It was more about practice than logic. The reason could come later. Although she'd shared her crazy pet theory with me before about it happening because it happened in reality. Then Club Prez pulled out a key out of her pocket. Whoa!
よし、できたできた。
Whoa! Then she put the key in my hand for some reason, even though she had said she wasn't good at sci-fi-esque alterations. By the way, where'd you make this key to go to? It was a smaller key, like the kind you might use for a locker.
さきちゃんの家のお風呂よ。
Oh my god. That's just where I want to go. I threw the key to Alice. There you go!
弥生、なんでそんなところの鍵作ってるの？
Now, does the door... I mean, she could just, like, use that key on a door and just... Whoop, alright, we're good.
できるかどうか試しただけじゃない。あと、こういう鍵でうっかり行っちゃうのって女の子のお風呂が定番じゃないの？
Yeah, it's not... You don't even usually use a key. You just walk in and boom. Weird, etchy scene. With a troubled look, Alice gave the key back to me. No! What am I supposed to do with it?
タイミング見て使ってみれば？
You're right. With a red face, Alice mutely forced me to take the key. I was pretty sure I was the last person who should be holding this key.
それで、さきちゃんは何してるの？そろそろ学校終わったと思うんだけど。
She'll be here. Alice abruptly changed the subject. Was Alice's abrupt change of the subject was anything but subtle. Not that I wanted to continue talking about the key anyway. She called her own house. Harasaka had been staying the night at the Hasuno house a lot recently, and she was Saki's friend, but lately they had been doting on her even more than usual. Like we had talked about before, she was compliant, and she had good manners when she felt like it. Also, like the Hasuno family was probably happy because Saki hardly had any other friends. She said that Harasaka hadn't been home and told them to let her know if they saw her.
それ、大ごとにならないの？大丈夫？
Saki's family's used to keeping things on the low key, not the high key. They're a security company after all. It wasn't like there was a lot of company employees who had originally run away from home though. That wasn't why they were used to it. They were just good at being discreet. If they saw Harasaka, I was sure they would pick her up or contact us or something.
ケイコはもともとフラフラするタイプだし、その辺は大丈夫でしょ。
Dude, this situation's way worse than we're actually thinking right now. Even so, it'll be more like they'll contact Saki because Saki's worried. Obviously, Saki couldn't say she was worried because Alice, who could jump around freely in dreams, said that Harasaka was missing. Even if she did say it, they wouldn't believe her, and they would probably worry about Saki instead. Wait, Alice, you said you went to Harasaka's house, didn't you? Was there anybody there?
うん。一応ざっと探してきたけど、誰もいなかったよ。
Okay, that's weird.
それは不法侵入じゃないのかしら。
She can just fucking time warp herself out of there. Prez was apparently thinking the same thing as me. If Alice wanted to go, she could have used that ability in a bad way a long time ago. And I don't think Alice is the type to do bad things in the first place. So let's let her off the hook this time.
そうね。アリスだものね。
Alice is a sweetheart. She wouldn't do anything like that.
なんか私今かわいそうな子みたいに言われてない？
Because you're just such a cutie head, aren't you? Gotta watch out. They have the gesture settings, so I might actually move like boom and then hit the button at the wrong time, and then it'll be like, you know. We're just saying that we trust you, that's all. Alice seemed to have noticed the aura floating between me and Club Prez because she looked unconvinced.
ところでアリス、さっきからケイコのところに向かってるって言うけど、何度もやり直せるものなの？どういうこと？
Like, just keep doing it?
ケイコのいるかもしれない場所のイメージなんでしょ？それって何度繰り返しても同じところに出るだけじゃないの？毎回ちょっとずつイメージを変えてるの。ギター弾いてる時とか、トールにくっついてる時とか。
There's hardly ever a time when Harasaka is actually clinging to me.
あくまでイメージの問題。もうそろそろその辺もネタが尽きてきたから何か欲しいとこだけどね。
She's like, look, I'm just changing it up.
何かってケイコに対するイメージの提供？ というか、今の稽古に直接関係してるものとかがあれば、そこからたどれると思うの。
Do I have something like that? You went to Arasaka's house, didn't you? Couldn't you borrow something from there? Then after we found Arasaka, she could just explain why she took it and then give it back?
そう思ったんだけど、見当たらないのよね。あの子、あんまりこれってもの持ってなくて。これってなくても、着てた服とかあるんじゃないの？制服とか、そうじゃなくても、普段着てた服とか。
Scanning brain. Scanning. I'm sure at least one of those must have been there. But Alice shook her head.
その人ってイメージできるものじゃないと厳しいのよね。トールだとメガネとか、サキちゃん経由もいけるかな。
Maybe the fucking shirt, the overshirt that she always wears when she comes over with me. That could be a thing. Did Alice really associate me with my glasses even though I hardly ever wore them in front of her?
あの子だとギターかしら。だけど部屋にいなかったのよね。なかった。あれがあれば多分稽古のいる場所くらいなら行けたと思うんだけど。
Did she leave it in my place? Alice let out a tired sigh. How come you aren't helpful when it counts even though you're quite amazing? Damn!
行った。ついに行っちゃったわね。私だって密かに気にしてたのに。
We're just like, you know, you're awesome, but you really suck.
確かにそうよね。アリスってなんだかんだで爪が甘いというか、詰められないというか。
Aw, she tries her best, you know?
弥生まで。
Betrayal. Ultimate betrayal. Top 10 anime. Gasping, Alice turned to face Club Prez. I figured she felt the same. So what do? If we just need a few ideas of where Hirasaga would go, I can think of a few.
適当に探しておきますか。私のことはそれだけ。ねえ、そこで終わらせないでよ。
Annihilated. We stood up to leave, but Alice clung on to the both of us. Though it's a harsh way of putting it, but if you want to be useful, hurry and find Hirasaga.
頑張ってるんだよ。
I think she's trying as hard as she can. She can only do so much. We couldn't decide if we were being too harsh on Alice or whether it can be helped, considering that that she was the one who realized that Hirasaga was missing, but hadn't managed to find her.
だけどトール、稽古がいなくなったっていうのに、ずいぶん落ち着いてるのね。
It only happened this morning, so I guess it doesn't feel like we're in a crisis yet. Plus, Alice is our only source of information. Also, I was forcing myself to be calm because there wouldn't be any point in panicking.
何それ？私のこと信じてないの
We left school early based on your information, so isn't that enough of a sign that we do? The dream we were having right now was probably a dream without Hirasaga. But since she had only been missing for half a day, there was a part of me that couldn't help thinking that she had just been wandering around like usual. And I wanted that to be true. But if Alice was saying it, then it had to be true. She wasn't the brightest, but she could still be trusted.
なんか今、やっぱトールにバカにされたような気がした。
In my mind, yes. It's just your imagination. And stop reading my mind. It's not like she was Maya or anything. Dun 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 dun. Oh my god.
トールと一緒に探して回るのはいいんだけど、これ本当に意味あると思ってる？
Game. Don't fucking say shit like that, alright? Don't even say shit like that. Because once you say stuff like that, then my mind's all over the place. Then I start, oh my god. I just start losing my mind. What do you mean?
この子が稽古がいないって言ってるんだから。こんな普通の方法で探して見つかると思ってるのって、トールだって気づいてるんじゃないの？
I want to look around and be sure that she's actually missing. That was probably the reason I told myself. Even I think that Hirasaka is probably in a different dream, like what happened before.
ああ、やっぱり気づいてたんだ。
Of course I did, but we were talking about mental imaging, weren't we? I get the feeling that we won't be able to find Hirasaka unless we know for certain that we can't find her by ourselves.
いいのいいの。だいたい同じ感じで探してたから。二人ともずいぶん夢に馴染んでるね。
A little too used to them. I was used to them from the beginning. Everyone had kind of forgotten lately, but wandering around in dreams was my specialty. But if we're going to look for Hirasaka in a different dream, then I can't go unless I go to sleep first.
それは私に睡眠薬のおねだりをしてるのかしら。
Given me. I still have some, but we need to finish our search first. We need to make sure. For all we know, was all just Alice's imagination, and Hirasaka is actually relaxing in a cafe somewhere, looking at sheet music. But so far, this wasn't the case. Hirasaka was nowhere to be found. We needed to be convinced of that, so that's why we were wandering around town looking for her.
なんか私が役立たず呼ばわりされてる気がしてきた。
That's kind of what we called you earlier.
別にそういうつもりはないわよ。ここはトールたちを見返してやる。今からちょっとケイコのこと探しに他の夢行ってきてやるから。
Oh no. Alice, just be careful, alright? Alice tossed a key into the air. It was the key to the tea party room. I had seen it several times before. Okay.
何その目。全く信用してないでしょ。
Like how we're just like, alright.
別にそういうつもりはないわよ。それさっきも言った。なんだ、すぐに見つけてきてやるんだから。
Wow, she just, us. Alice turned around and stomped off. After looking back at us one more time, she stuck the key into a nearby door and disappeared through it. We watched her go.
まあ、それでケイコが見つかればそれでいいんだけどね。
Yeah. But neither of us believed that she would be found that easily. I wonder what kind of dream has started.
その辺もわからないうちに動き回りたくないものね。
But aside from Hirasaka not being around, this dream seemed pretty normal. I wonder if Hirasaka's father, who was conveniently at school, has something to do with it. It was just a wild guess. We started walking, off to search for Hirasaka and to find out what kind of dream this was. Like how we kind of just goaded fucking Alice to just try harder. Oh no. Oh. Okay, so that's me. Okay, at least I think it is. Dude. Fucking Maya, causing me all this goddamn trouble. All this goddamn hardship. Like, it's not like she's Maya or anything. Why do you say things, game?